Hello everyone and welcome to a game between a Soin versus a SwordPuppy. You're gonna go ahead and speed things up to 8 times speed as time is valuable to you and me. Soin spawning as the yellow orc over here at the 10 o'clock position. Meanwhile, SwordPuppy spawning as the red undead. Undead versus Orc in a 1v1 matchup, 2 times speed now getting underway as we're looking at a Farseer opening up, summoning up some Spirit Wolves, and it will be most likely going up against a Crypt Lord actually. Was going to say a Death Knight. My crystal ball did not tell me it was going to be a Crypt Lord, as we're looking at the units getting ready to engage here. Sea Giant can easily get taken down here. Has to be can easily get in some AoE damage. Has to be very careful. Haven't seen him do that anchor spin all that much as of late, as that ghoul are now looking to retreat back. Little bit of damage absorbed there. SwordPuppy picking up a Rod of Necromancy, a Ring of Protection, and a Sacrificial Skull. Meanwhile, what is Soin doing? Soin heading out across the map, summoning up some Spirit Wolves to try and engage, get some damage. You saw the Spirit Wolves temporarily start attacking each other there to split that little bit of aggro. And what that does is it allows the lower hit point Spirit Wolf to just continue to attack, deal damage as the Farseer now comes across to try and put in pressure. Alright, some damage on that Ziggurat. Ziggurat will most likely just end up getting cancelled. Trying to get in some extra bit of damage here. How much damage can get added in, as there is, I believe, a cancellation there. More damage added through. Experience still going to the Crypt Lord there, as there's a big impale going around. Perfect timing coming in from SwordPuppy, but the massive army of SwordPuppy having a difficult time trying to get that proper pulse around there. Low hit point ghoul looks like it will get taken down, giving level 2 to the Farseer. Both sides still fighting underway, as the Claws of Attack +5 going to get picked up by the Crypt Lord, trying to finish off the remainders of this creep camp. Headhunter off over here, trying to test the waters. A little bit of damage coming back across. Who's going to gain that little bit of experience? One final shot. Chain Lightning, however, bounces around as a ghoul survives while staying on Blight. All right. A lot of trails heading out across the map there. Headhunters don't leave trails, but I believe it is all of those beetles. All of those beetles, how a troll can walk so softly, but actually a four-legged beetle would leave as such marks. I'm not 100% quite so sure, as the Crypt Lord now makes its rounds out and about. Back down to the south side here, we are looking at the Acolytes getting a little bit of damage, and one may actually get taken down. There goes one Acolyte. More Acolytes will need to be trained. However, the Haunting of the Gold Mine by SwordPuppy is currently working, coming back around the other side. Well, Farseer putting in pressure, surround onto a Headhunter. Headhunter could end up getting taken down, does end up getting taken down, but a Chain Lightning, capitalizing on some additional experience as well. Low hit point, Ghoul down to 5 hit points, ends up surviving. Will try and retreat back. No Spirit Wolves back at home, as we are looking at full saturation on SwordPuppy's main base and nearing full saturation on the other base up, on that other expansion. Soin really capitalizing, picking apart, using those spears to pick apart and get some damage onto SwordPuppy's beetles and now skeletal minions. Army is looking weaker and weaker, and what is this? A Fire Lord follow-up hero. Fire Lord Lava Spawn actually makes a lot of sense if you know your opponent is going to be going for a rather large or a rather wide army. Having a lava spawn out and about already can cause some major problems, as the lava spawn, however, doesn't split while attacking a haunted gold mine. This could spell some very bad news. There's a cloak of shadows on that Fire Lord, as we're looking at the haunted gold mine about to be completed. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will be enough. Lava spawn, a second one could be summoned down here in just a moment, as Acolytes are getting taken down. Fire Lord going to go ahead and shadow meld once more. Two lava spawns trying to get in some damage. Ghouls and Shadow Wolves, and this is just a whole bunch of little summons just causing problems. Farseer is off over here. There goes another one right there, as the Farseer is looking to absorb a little bit of damage. Could be in trouble, down to 97 hit points. The Fire Lord has fallen at level 1, and SwordPuppy looks like he has successfully held off this attack. All right, successfully held off the attack he has, but the problem is going to be the Necropolis cannot tech to tier 2 for quite some time. We are looking at this haunted gold mine here, not under full saturation. Meanwhile, the Fire Lord is not resurrected, and he is still dead. Did the Fire Lord move? I believe the fire... I think we may have seen... I need to double check that. I wasn't keeping track, but I think an impale on the Fire Lord actually revealed the Fire Lord after the up and that down movement right there. It did have Cloak of Shadows, but the Fire Lord we know is a rather fragile hero as well, as the Fire Lord now makes its way back out onto the battlefield. All right, Lava Spawn's getting some damage. Thank you, Sandman8, for the subscriptions. Thank you, everyone, all of my followers, subscribers, Patreon members, to definitely keep this channel going for as long as it has. Thank you very much, as another ghoul gets taken out once more. All right. Cryptlord could be in a little bit of trouble going up against Wind Riders here. And now, SwordPuppy may try and transition into Crypt Fiends, but even if he transitions into Crypt Fiends, he's not going to get web for quite some time. We are still only at Necropolis, and that is actually the scary part. If the Wind Riders are able to get their game going long enough, well, things can go sideways very, very quickly. Farseer looking to engage against those beetles. Beetles trying to chase after all of those units. Cryptlord now making their way back off to the north. All right, a little bit of split action there once more. Are they going to be able to survive? You can't not outrun their timed life, as they do not have a timed life, as those beetles are still chasing after some of those units. All right, Raiders now joining in on the battle as well. The expansion could be in a bit of trouble. Spirit Tower now getting trained up as a third Ziggurat trying to be established. Doesn't look like it will be up in time. All right, damage coming back across here. Acolytes trying to retreat. A little bit of damage once more. We are looking at level 2 Spirit Wolves traps trying to capitalize damage onto those acolytes, as ghouls are now coming across and coming off as well. Now in comes some spears. No, Wind Riders trying to poke down. There is an ensnare. Cryptlord quickly uses the Scroll of Town Portal to try and get away. Couple of easy ghoul kills perhaps right before they Scroll of Town Portal out. No, able to teleport away in time. All right, Lava Spawn perhaps should really be going after those acolytes to try and get in a little bit more splitting. Meanwhile, more damage still coming across here. There is a little bit more damage indeed. And well, those Spirit Towers now trying to poke apart those Wind Riders who only have 570 hit points. Units now turning back around here. More damage coming back through. Farseer continuing to poke apart that damage, and those ghouls are trying to retreat away. Low hit point ghoul down to 6 hit points, able to escape. One ensnared ghoul, not so lucky. All right, really trying to punish your opponent here, but you can't lose any of these Wind Riders. The Wind Riders represent a large, heavy investment, and if you lose any of those Wind Riders, well, things go sideways really quickly as the Crypt Lord gets more and more experience. Down to the south here, Tech to Tier 2 nearly done. More Crypt Fiends are getting added, but then Web will have to follow as Acolytes are coming off of the line to try and get some repairs off here. Raiders now coming back across. There goes an ensnare, trying to take or stop the Acolyte from being able to get any more repairs, as the damage is still adding up. Raiders still hiding in the back here. Fire Lord, it does have the ability to summon up more lava spawns, but the Crypt Fiends could spell a little bit of problems as the engagement's getting underway. Crypt Fiends still unable to really deal that much damage, as we're looking at, I believe, is that Incinerate damage right there. Carrion Beetle now trying to retreat back. All right. Farseer coming back around here. Now damage going down onto the crypt. We are not seeing any sign of Web as of yet. Was Web already completed? Double crypt here. SwordPuppy going to be coming back across, and here comes the engagement with those Crypt Fiends. Going to try and engage, get some damage onto that Crypt Lord, as the Crypt Lord able to quickly move down in between all of those buildings. The Spirit Wolves unable to catch up easily. Raiders now trying to retreat back. There is that Incinerate causing a little bit of explosion death damage, as the Acolytes coming back across here to try and do a bit more repairs as well. All right, there goes an Impale. Fire Lord could have a bit of problems, down to 190 hit points, trying to retreat back away. One Raider also not being able to get away, as the Crypt Lord now has level 2 Impale and level 2 Beetles. Fire Lord making its way back over here to the top left. We're looking at, well, Tech to Tier 3, more the Bestiary, dual Bestiary. Are we going to be going for Envenomed Spears? That is the question. Envenomed Spears plus Incinerate could add up to be large amounts of damage. You can see that little bit of explosion and death as well, if the Fire Lord was actually toggling that ability. Meanwhile, we're still looking at the Fire Lord still engaging here pretty easily, sitting at level 2, trying to get to level 3. Raiders are going to get healed back up. There's some more healing salves, as well as the Raiders are still doing a little bit of a dance around. Fire Lord now with Vampiric Aura, not the item that he was looking for, as we see The Fire Lord once more is out of mana. Clarity Potion quickly being used up. They're going to sell that item and now pick up some additional items as it heads down to the south. SwordPuppy with a comfortable economic advantage, but sitting at 41 supply compared to 50. Soin has the larger army and has a level 3, almost level 4 hero and a level 2, almost level 3 Firelord. He is going to be going up against a Death Knight now as that second hero, as the Crypt Lord is also himself getting closer to that next, uh, level. Where are all of these units going to be trying to travel off to next? Wind Riders are here. Do we see Envenom Spears? No, Raiders are getting added in. Fortress isn't even done as we're now into the engagement here. All right, bit of damage, massive ensnare, Scroll of Town Portal as the Crypt Lord comes across here with a bunch of Crypt Fiends. There is those Envenom Spears. Well, no, not that. Those are not Envenom Spears. That was just the poison from the creep camp. I keep on thinking Envenom Spears is done. It is not yet quite done. There it is. Now Envenom Spears is going to get researched as the enraged water elementals will get taken down. Level 3 on that Fire Lord. What is his level 2 ability going to be? It is going to be level 2 Incinerate to get in a little bit more damage. Meanwhile, a lone beetle down on the far side causing a little bit of problems and distractions. All right, in comes the engagement here. This could be very bad news indeed. A little bit of damage. There's a couple of webs. Crypt Fiends could end up getting taken down. There goes Impales as the Dire Wolves are trying to dive on in. All right, major damage coming across here. Chain Lightning trying to bounce around. There goes one explosion as well. Level 5 now on the Crypt Lord as the units are trying to retreat away. All right, are we going to see another explosion death as well? Yes, we are, as the units are slowly getting taken down one by one. SwordPuppy having quite a bit of a problem as another explosion death could come across there. All right, Lava Spawn still doing a little bit of poking web coming back. There's another explosion. Incinerate actually working quite a bit of magic, finishing off so many of these Crypt Fiends. 45 supply compared to 28. Another Wind Rider is currently webbed down, but it is not going to get taken out easily as we see an Ensnare now go down onto the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord could have a little bit of trouble trying to get a Scroll of Town Portal. Tome of Knowledge going to be left behind here. Death Knight. Well, Farseer going to pick it up. Yep. Farseer picks it up. Death Knight able to save some of those units. 52 supply compared to, 48 supply compared to 42. And all the additional gold is doing is feeding experience to the level 4 Farseer and that Fire Lord. Fire Lord worked a bit of magic with all of that mana clarity potions galore. You saw the incinerate explosions happening time and time again, and those explosions just add up more damage here. Fire Lord, for some reason, not using a clarity potion. Why not? There it goes. All right, there's the clarity potion. Gonna use pick up a scroll of speed. Also has a tiny great haul for a fast tech or fast expansion. Excuse me. Meanwhile, Beetle now making its way over as we do see the Lich as the third and final undead hero picking up an Orb of Corruption. My dear Crota, hope you and your family are all right. We are doing all right. My in-laws were visiting for 5 weeks, making it a little bit difficult to cast. Trying to just, take care of and accommodate the 2 extra bodies in the house. At times they were jet lagged and they were walking behind me during casts. Other times, needed to clean up or we went on family vacations, things of that nature. Farseer now making its way down. Firelord coming back down across here as well. And, well, are we going to see pressure being put down onto the Necropolis? 53 supply over 80. SwordPuppy has been sitting in a low upkeep for quite some time. Double Spirit Towers are here, Nerubian Towers, and now in comes some damage. Envenom Spears, are they going to try to go after those Acolytes? No, not even going after the Acolytes. Raiders are not coming back across, as the Acolytes could easily get taken down. Are we seeing Incinerate? No Incinerate attack there, as the units are now going to try and retreat back. There goes a quick Impale. Many of those Raiders going to be caught in trouble. 1 Raider down, 2 Raiders down, 3rd Raider down, and that hit, but trading for a Wind Rider as well. So, wow, that was a big shift right there. A sudden burst of damage coming in from SwordPuppy, as that Death Knight is now very close to level 3. Ring of Regeneration on that Death Knight for, well, easier healing as well, since he cannot heal himself. And, well, the Crypt Lord finding another dire Spirit Wolf is going to get taken out. I do believe so, giving a little bit more experience again. Soin is now in so much trouble as he is, well, trying to run up on the second base. Undead can easily rotate off to the north right there. Why does Lich always buy Orb of Corruption? Very, very powerful item. That -4 armor debuff opens up the damage for Crypt Fiends and many other units. Also, it is the ranged unit in the Undead army, so it just represents so much damage, and removing that armor for 5 seconds effectively reduces the amount of hit points it has by, well, 30, what is that, 30% effective hit points, which is a very, well, a very, very sharp drop off. Undead doesn't have destroyers yet. Undead still doesn't have destroyers yet. We are at Black Citadel. We are getting up some obsidian statues. Raiders are now trying to dive on in here. Wind Riders are actually going around, poking behind at the acolytes that are trying to get trained up here. There's a Nerubian tower going to get a little bit of slow, and now the spirit towers are going to be coming online, so those towers or those units are trying to retreat back. All right, meanwhile, Undead of SwordPuppy now putting in pressure onto the expansion here. The main bases are going to be nearly mined out here, so the expansion of SwordPuppy may hold on as there's only about 5.5 minutes of mining left. All right, there goes a quick ensnare onto a destroyer. Wind Rider going to continue to get poked back up. SwordPuppy adjusting my zoom for me, apparently, as the Wind Riders are now going after some of those units once again. Soin is sitting on 1,000 gold. Units are trying to retreat back. There goes another web, and the Wind Rider will end up getting taken down. Lich not going to get to level 3, but get a little bit closer once more. Soin purposely staying in, well, in no upkeep, constantly trying to retrain up a little bit as well. We are training up a couple of peons once more. And meanwhile, Lich is still sitting at level 2. That Orb of Corruption and that auto attack, that damage is just absolutely scary. And if you micro that Lich very well, can easily rack up large amounts of damage to unsuspecting units. All right, Lich coming back around. We're going to see a Frost Nova on any unit right there. There's a little bit of damage there, and there goes an Impale. Farseer now only has 1 armor there. Quick scroll of Town Portal. You can see how much damage was offset here, but is that Raider going to be too far? No, double backs around just in time. Soin is once again in trouble. Could have very, very bad days indeed. Farseer trying to heal back up. That's going to regenerate rather nicely as the Undead has a nice advantage, 2 bases to 1. 55 supply compared to 43. SwordPuppy having the larger army, 52 supply compared to 37 now. Once more ventures on inside the Orc base. All right, the army is not very effective at taking down buildings. Meanwhile, the Raiders are better at hit and run tactics. Are we perhaps going to get an ensnare? Yes, onto that ghoul. Going to get it lost in transit once more, as we're going to see a little bit more damage come across. Necromancer now going to be coming out. It's going to easily get ensnared and taken down as well. All right, a couple of those beetles may end up getting this get taken out. Meanwhile, we're looking at the Raiders trying to make their way through. There goes an ensnare onto the Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue could be in trouble. Raiders now trying to get some damage onto the crypt. I don't believe there is actual pillage here, so this is not going to turn into a base trade scenario, as a new Voodoo Lounge trying to be reestablished for a bit of home field advantage. Shadow Wolves now diving across onto position here. Scroll of Town Portal units going to try and do hit and run tactics again. 42 supply. Raiders are going to try and retreat back. 1 Raider actually being left behind for some strange reason, as the units are looking to figure out where they're going to travel to next. Firelord sitting at 4. Farseer catches a ghoul. Ghoul is going to be able to easily scamper away, as the Firelord and, well, other units are going to heal back up, perhaps try and go for another push again. The Firelord is technically an agility-based hero, even though it has higher intelligence. Not quite sure what that is about. Firelord, if it was an agility-based hero, I would have thought, like, agility-based heroes are like Blade Master, Demon Hunter, and then it seemed like, well, Shadow Hunter should be intelligence-based hero, but is also agility-based. Not quite sure about that, as the Shadow Wolves now going after SwordPuppy's acolytes here. All right, gonna go ahead and push on through, get a little bit of damage, trying to finish off an additional acolyte, taking down wherever he can, and now continuing to make plays here. All right, another Acolyte going to easily heal back up. And meanwhile, Raiders are now making their way over. Raiders, Wind Riders going to try and finish off some of those carry-on beetles, but they're going to be able to easily burrow as well as we now finally go into Spirit Walkers for Disenchant. Level 3 on the Death Knight, level 3 on the Lich, almost level 4 on that Death Knight. We are looking at a level 5 Crypt Lord, and the units are still wandering about here. We should be looking at level 2 Unholy Aura here in just a moment, trying to finish off some of these units as the Gargantuan Sea Turtle finally makes its way back out, trying to finish off some of those units. Destroyer, however, taking quite a bit of damage as the Death Knight finally gets up to level 4. All right, Destroyer down to 200 or 600 hit points after a 400 hit point heal. Those giant sea turtles making like quite a mess of those destroyers. The Gargantuan sea turtle, however, having to run and hide. All right. Microing is one of those situations where is your attention best focused, right? If your opponent is able to make you make a mistake somewhere else, that is another upside as well. As we see, well, a couple of Wind Riders getting taken down here, more damage coming back across. Spirit Walkers units all trying to retreat. Soin is in so much trouble, 70 supply compared to 36, and was that little cute little play with the Fire Lord perhaps coming back to haunt him, or will the Fire Lord be able to come back over the top? We are looking at an expansion trying to be established over here on the bottom left. A lot of burrows, a lot of burrowed carry-on beetles here as the watchtowers are nearing completion and mining should be getting underway. Rotating back off to the north. SwordPuppy going to put pressure onto that main base or this main expansion off to the north here. There is 4 well-fortified armor watchtowers representing a lot of protection. The Temple of the Damned is going to get taken down here. Soin, only down to 500 some odd gold here, is going to be able to finish off any of this to perhaps take down some of those schools, as a Scroll of Town Portal may be absolutely necessary. Repairs are underway, a lot of damage being absorbed as the watchtowers are not going to be able to hold off this, well, massive amount of focus fire from all of these Crypt Fiends. No Scroll of Town Portal coming in either yet, as the Watchtower number 1, Watchtower number 2 going to get taken down. A third one is added back in, but it may not be enough. Trying to put pressure onto the main base here, perhaps trying to take down the Black Citadel. Multiples ensnares going down, but the ensnares does not have enough to try to finish off all of these acolytes here. Black Citadel holding steady at 800 hit points, actually dropping down to 700, down to 600 here. 500, is it going to be enough? No. The repairs are all in order as the Scroll of Town Portal lands there. A quick impale once more is going to finish off the Fire Lord. Fire Lord down to 80 hit points and makes it out. Some crazy back and forth action so far, but but in this game, Soin has been in a large amount of trouble trying to fight back against all of these attacks here. A multiple number of carry-on beetles have been left behind to try and, well, finish off the remainder of this creep camp here. If the peons had just stayed inside, there's a disenchant. There is also a little bit more damage here. If the peons had actually just stayed inside the Orc Burrow, they may have been able to survive longer, but the peons are now getting absolutely destroyed here. 50 supply army compared to 33, and there's only a handful of peons that are left so far. All right, Raiders are still trying to do that annoying hit and run. We see SwordPuppy with an expansion on the bottom left, not yet at full saturation. This gold mine not yet, or has now finished mining out as the Crypt Lord gets up to level 6, and with Locust Swarm being just an absolute damage dealer, ultimate ability, I think that is going to be the game. SwordPuppy going to take down Soin in this matchup. Soin perhaps not playing up to his normal caliber as the Raiders now going after the Altar of Darkness, trying to go into some sort of base race scenario. Scroll of Town Portal coming back the other way, but if it is going to become a long game of hit and run, whoever has the gold mines usually ends up winning, and that seems to be the case here as SwordPuppy, well, able to repair up his Altar of Darkness again. How would you pronounce locusts? A swarm of locusts? I think locust is already considered a plural, right? It's one of those words that are both plural. Flock of crows? A swarm of locusts? Yeah. Is it no loci? Loci is the plural? It's a swarm of locusts, a flock of crows, a swarm of loci? I don't know, that just sounds weird to me. Death Knight now trying to make its way back around. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Healing Ward being quickly placed down, but quickly destroyed by Soin. A lot of, well, strong plays so far, but it's not going to be enough. 31 supply compared to 66. It is now SwordPuppy's game to lose if he makes a tragic mistake somewhere here, and then the Death Knight could be in trouble. Death Knight now trying to retreat back. Is he going to end up getting taken down? Death Knight down to 101 hit points. It's going to get taken down. However, the Fire Lord may get lost in the process, and that's all that, well, SwordPuppy, Soin wanted to finish off one of SwordPuppy's heroes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.